Tomb Raider is an all-out adventure that is a ton of fun. Alicia Vikander stars as Lara Croft, straight out of the video game Tomb Raider, and she is spectacular. Tomb Raider is fresh and fun, but it's not totally original. Lara Croft is the female version of Indiana Jones, and this movie shares a bit with Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That's okay though. That was a fun movie. This is so much better. The movie is all-out action, and the story is really well written so that it draws you in, and it's not just a mindless action flick. You find yourself really caring about the characters. Lara Croft's dad has disappeared, presumed dead. He's played by Dominic West. Now, he is an adventurer and a businessman, very wealthy, and as the movie opens, we find out that he has been searching for this lost Japanese empress. She's perhaps a witch, and she carries with her this huge power. It's alluded to that other forces are trying to get this power, to find this witch who has been buried on a hidden island. As Lara uncovers clues, she finds her way to the island where she encounters Vogel, the bad guy, played by Walter Goggins. Now, he is awesome in this role because he is cutthroat and devious, but he's not after treasure really. The man has a deeper purpose in what he's doing, and you see the desperation in him and his willingness to not really play any games. He's just there to get the job done, and he does it. You've probably seen several of the action sequences in the trailers. There's one where Lara is floating down, or really rushing down a river, going towards a waterfall, and then all of a sudden she's launched off and she grabs on and holds on to this rusting airplane. There are other sequences within the film also where the action just continues and goes and goes and goes. And at one point, it reached a point of maybe ridiculousness. And so in the audience mind, we're saying, oh, come on, really? And at that moment, Lara Croft says, really? And so I just loved it because it brought it a realism to it. And it made me laugh, and it just made me appreciate the writing so much more, because then, hey, guess what? You're acknowledging that, yeah, this is a little over the top maybe, but I'm riding with it. I'm gonna love it because it's so much fun, and it just keeps going. We get pretty decent character development. We get to see her as she's growing up through flashbacks, and then we see her as an adult, and we see how she's growing and how she's bettering herself, how she's getting stronger, what she's doing, so that we're not just plopped into this thing and, hey, look, here's this girl that we kind of barely know, and all of a sudden she's fighting people. What? That doesn't make any sense. How does she know how to fire a bow? All that's answered. We get all of that backstory, and that's so important when setting up a new character and rebooting a franchise like this. Not only does Tomb Raider draw a heavy influence from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, there's a tiny bit of Hunger Games in there. And it's not just because Lara Croft carries a bow and arrow and she shoots it like Katniss. There is literally a point in the film where she goes, and I expected it to be this. And I kid you not, I was cracking up inside. Because it was like, really, that was a little bit cheesy to me. But again, I'm gonna forgive it because I'm having so much fun in this film. Alicia Vikander plays Lara Croft as an extremely strong woman, and I think that's great in today's time because we need more of these female characters who are leads, who are strong and powerful and can get the job done. I think they've set up a good franchise here that if we can continue down this path and keep the quality and the story going and the action, then I think we can see several of these and we won't get bored with them, and we'll absolutely love them, and they'll make a ton of money at the box office. There's no sex and no nudity. There is some language and there is some violence. The language is actually pretty minimal. If you're looking for a fun, action-filled wild ride, I highly recommend Tomb Raider. I give it 4.5 out of 5 couches. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.